In this lesson, we're going to talk about cones, specifically their volume, lateral area, and surface area. A cone is to a cylinder like a pyramid is to a prism. It has one base and comes to a point. The one base in our cones will be a circle, and then from that circle we'll go to a single point in space. The volume of a cone is equal to the area of the base times the height divided by 3. And as I said before, since the base is a circle, we're going to be putting in pi r squared in for that area of the base, and then multiplying by height and dividing by 3. You might be asked to find the lateral area of a cone. The lateral area being the area of everything except for the base. If you have to calculate the lateral area, you're going to want to use the formula pi r slant height, and that formula will calculate the area of everything except for the base. If we need the total surface area, then we have to add in the base, and since the base is a circle, we'll use pi r squared to get that area. But this formula of pi r slant height is used to get the lateral area. Here we're asked to find the volume of a cone. And like I said, my general rule is count the bases. If you have one base, you're going to use volume equals area of the base times height divided by 3. So since we have a circle at the base, we're going to have pi r squared times height divided by 3. So volume equals pi times the radius is 5 squared times the height is 12 divided by 3. 5 squared is 25. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 25 times 4 is 100 pi. And since it's a volume, it's a unit cubed, so we're going to have meters cubed. If the directions don't tell you to round to the nearest tenth or hundredth or thousandth, leave everything in terms of pi. That way you're not rounding your answer. Over here we have a cone. It points down. It's still a cone. It's just turned upside down. It has a circular base. It comes to a single point. It's a cone. When we have that single base, volume equals area of the base times height divided by 3. Since we have a circle at the base, we put pi r squared in for the area of the base. We keep the height. We keep the divided by 3. So I'm going to have my pi. My radius, according to the diagram, is 7. My height, according to the diagram, is 24. We're going to divide by 3. 7 squared is 49, 24 divided by 3 is 8. 49 times 8, I would just do 50 times 8 and come up with 400, but I'm 1/8 short, so 392 pi, and my unit with that is inches cubed. Inches cubed. So there's a couple quick volume formulas, or volume of cone problems. Given the slant height of a cone and the radius of the base, find the lateral area of the cone and the total surface area of the cone. So we talked about lateral area. Lateral area is equal to pi r slant height. So lateral area is equal to pi times the radius is 6 times the slant height is 10. So the lateral area is equal to 60 pi. And in this case, our unit squared, because it's an area, so we're going to have inches squared. To get the total surface area, I also need the circle at the base. So the circle at the base has a radius of 6 inches, and the area of a circle is found by using the formula pi r squared. So we're going to have pi times 6 squared, or 36 pi. To get my total surface area, I'm going to add 60 pi and 36 pi to get a total of 96 pi. My unit is inches squared because it is a surface area, right? Surface area. Any area is always a unit squared. Part B, similar problem. We need to know the lateral area formula. When you write lateral area, there's a lot of different accepted ways. You could write A sub L or L or capital L, capital A, whatever you're most comfortable with. So I write it a lot of different ways so that you can see them all. Lateral area is equal to pi r slant height. So my lateral area is equal to pi times the radius, which is 8, times the slant height, which is 17. 8 times 17, I do 8 times 10, that's 80. 8 times 7, 56. So 56 and 80 is 136 pi. And our unit with that would be feet squared. I still have to find the area of the base if I want the total surface area. So the base is a circle with a radius of 8. The area formula for a circle is equal to pi r squared. So pi times 8 squared is 64 pi. To get the total surface area, I add 136 pi to 64 pi. I add those together, I get 200 pi. My unit has to be squared, in this case feet, so we're going to feet squared, and this is a surface area, so I could write that as a capital S. The volume of a cone is 300 millimeters cubed, and the height of the cone is 10 millimeters. To the nearest tenth, find the radius of the base of the cone. So I'm going to use volume formula. Volume for a cone, because it has one base, is area of the base times height divided by 3. They want me to find the radius of the base, so we're going to have a circle. So volume is equal to pi r squared times height divided by 3. The volume is 300, so I'm going to write 300 equals pi times the radius squared times, they told me the height's 10, so I can put 10 in for the height, divided by 3. Well, I want to get rid of the 3, I want to get rid of the 10, and I want to get rid of the pi. So what I could do is I could multiply by 3 over 10 pi on both sides. Multiply by 3 over 10 pi. Because that'll cancel out the 3's, it'll cancel out the 10's, and it'll cancel out the pi's, and the unit r squared. When I divide 300 by 10, that's 30, times 3 is 90, and I'm going to leave that over pi so that I don't get a terrible looking decimal. I'm going to take the square root of both sides, and I only need the positive version of the root, the principal square root, because radius has to be positive. They told me to write my answer to the nearest tenth, so I'm going to put this in my calculator. After I turn my calculator on, I'll press second x squared to get the square root. I want 90 divided by pi, and then I can hit enter and round my answer to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to say 5.4. 5.4. These were millimeters, millimeters cubed, so my answer down here is in millimeters. And I always want to make sure that I include that unit with my answer. The volume of the cone is 900 meters cubed. The area of the base is 125 meters squared. Find the height of the cone to the nearest tenth. Another volume formula. Volume equals area of the base times height divided by 3. That's always true when we have that single base like a cone has. I don't have to write in a formula because they gave me the area of the base this time. They told me it was 125. So I'm going to say 900 equals 125 h divided by 3. To get rid of this, I can multiply by 3 over 125 on both sides. I could multiply a little bit. I could do 3 times 900 and come up with 2,700 and divide that by 125. On this side, the 125's cancel, the 3's cancel, so I'm left with h. And at this point, I'd probably put 2,700 divided by 125 into my calculator because I'm fairly certain that that doesn't come out to be a whole number, especially if they ask me to round it to the nearest tenth. So 2,700 divided by 125, and I get 21.6. That worked out really well. I didn't have to round anything. 21.6. My unit, this was meters cubed, that was meters squared. This is going to be meters because it's a height. And I'm done with that problem. We've got one left. The diameter of a circle at the base of a cone is 16 yards. They like to give diameters occasionally. Remember that you want to do everything with a radius though, because that's how all our formulas work. If the volume of the cone is 192 pi yards cubed, find the height of the cone. So let's right away change this 16 yards to a radius. So if the diameter is 16, the radius is half of that, that's 8 yards. Yet another volume formula. Volume equals area of the base times height divided by 3. We're going to have a circle at the base, so we're going to put pi r squared in for the area of the base times the height divided by 3. The volume, they told me, is 192 pi. Over here I have pi. My radius is 8 squared times the height divided by 3. To get rid of the 3, I could multiply by 3. To get rid of the pi, I can divide by pi. And to get rid of the 8 squared, I'm really going to divide by pi, not by 3. Dividing by pi. And to get rid of the 8 squared, I'm going to divide by a 64. So since I multiplied by that 3 over pi times 64, I'm going to do the same thing over here. 3 over 64 pi, let's say. Well, the pi's, they cancel. That works out great for me. And over here, everything cancels. The pi's are gone, the 8 squared and the 64 are gone, 3's are gone. I'm left with h. So 192 divided by 64, that's 3. 3 times 3 is 9. And I need a unit, yards cubed, yards, height is yards. So that's all of your notes on cones. Good luck with this unit.